we talked about all the time about them not listening to Brad. This was one of those games where they obviously came out to execute the plan, at least to start the game, which was get the ball into the paint, pass the ball around, and they did it, and it works. Hooray!
Space. Yeah.
Space,
Everything you want
pace,
to see.
everything. You want to
Defense.
see it, and they did it, and it worked. And the first quarter was terrific. Rest of the game was fine. But that's what they needed.
Jaylen Brown, that's what they needed. They need him to come out and set a tone again. He did it in the last game and didn't get a ton of credit for it, obviously, given the night that ended up passing. But he quietly in that game had 39 points, 11 rebounds, kept them in it until the final stages. And again, tonight, did everything he needed to establish an early lead. And unfortunately, fell out of the flow of things at times through the middle course of this one. He 8 of 11 to start this game, attacking downhill, draining just about every three he took. He is just a lethal, efficient scorer. And I don't know how many ways or methods in which I can say this.
Washington's gonna love this guy.
They put him on display tonight.
Tonight, I know he got lost in that second quarter, but when you look at the shot chart here, 23 shots for Tatum, 23 for Brown. That has to be the balance night in and night out. And Brown got much of it out of the way early. If he wants to be we know Tatum gets out to these slow starts in these games. I think he averages just 5 points a game in the first quarters of these. If Brown wants to be that early initiator, they have to set that up. I mean, they got to find a way to balance this out and take advantage of the efficiency with which Brown plays. He is shooting 60% over the last 5 games. It's just extraordinary. He shoots. You look at his numbers, it's like he plays center, and instead he's taking 13 threes and playing on the perimeter.
Well, he was ridiculously efficient, but I thought two things that they did early on that I thought were key. First of all, the energy and effort was consistent. You didn't feel as though it was 2 or 3 guys out there bringing it. You felt that everyone on the floor was doing their jobs at an elite level. I love the way Tatum and Brown, really one of the few times where it felt like early on they were playing off of one another, where one would attack and find the other. And that's something we don't see with these guys very often. Between the two of them, we can talk about their scoring, we can talk about the efficiency, but they also had 12 assists among them, which I don't know if that's a season high for those guys combined, but certainly it was one of the better games in which they were doing more than just getting their own shots. They were getting shots for one another. Yeah. And that has to be part of the blueprint going forward if these guys are going to come anywhere close to being the team that, on paper at least, they should be.
Nice flare screen early through Thompson and get one of those threes. Beautiful. They were passing back and forth with each other really well, and they do that. I mean, Jimmy, you say this a lot. Can they play with each other? At their best, it does seem like they feed each other when it comes to pace, stops, and energy. When that's the style with which the team is playing with, they can set each other up, whether it's lobs in transition, good flare screen action, skip passes, that kind of stuff.
Oh, they definitely can. It's just a matter of how badly do they want to, because sometimes it feels like they do get into that single player mode. But I don't want to talk about that. I thought this was a great performance by both those players tonight. They took turns carrying the team when they needed to. Jaylen Brown came out gangbusters tonight, 20 points in the first quarter. Good on him, because he said after the game yesterday that it's on him essentially. It's on the starters, and it's on him to come out and set the tone early. And that's exactly what he did tonight. So all the credit in the world to Jaylen Brown for coming out the way he did. And I thought Jason Tatum got hot later on in the game, which was good as well. He missed a couple, but overall, good performances from them tonight. Shorthanded, obviously, because, on top of it all, 2 of the distributors, your 2 starting guards are out tonight. So that makes it all the more impressive that they were able to move the ball around the way they were.